During the bombardment in Makarov, a bomb was dropped in a bakery, where 13 people died due to the massive explosion. Despite a ceasefire being announced by Moscow on Monday to make way for the humanitarian corridor in Kyiv, the Russian troops have resumed shelling in the territory, breaching the reached agreements, as per the Ukraine local media reports. As per the latest report by Tpixha News, in the Makarov region, in the Ukrainian capital Kyiv, the Kremlin's offensive has resumed, as President Putin's troops commenced airstrikes in the residential areas of Makarov. This comes hours after the announcement of the temporary ceasefire. 13 dead in Russian shelling in Makarov in Kyiv despite ceasefire. During the bombardment, a bomb was dropped in a bakery, where 13 people died due to the massive explosion. The bodies were recovered by the State Emergency Service buried under the debris, while they were also able to save 5 people from the site of the accident. Besides, the brutal attacks by the world's second-largest army also continued in southern Ukraine's Mykolaiv city on Monday. Mykolaiv city is yet another prominent city strategically, as it is based on the shores of the Black Sea. As per the latest reports, the Ukrainian forces have recaptured the Mykolaiv airport from Russian control after intensified warfare in the region. The Ukrainian army's victory was reported by the Kyiv Independent, who had quoted the regional governor Vitaly Kim for the same. Read, Ukrainian MP denounces Moscow's demands to de-escalate war. We don't believe the Kremlin. This comes after the Ukrainian president, earlier in the day, claimed that the Russian Federation was pounding artillery in Mykolaiv to spread terror. During the night, Russia hit Mykolaiv, residential areas, using rocket artillery. They hit Kharkiv, neighborhoods, they hit other cities too. This had zero sense from a military standpoint, it's simply terror, Ukraine President Zelensky said, as reported by the Kyiv Independent. Over 406 civilians dead, 801 wounded in Russian attack, UNHR. The scale of the devastation in Ukraine is massive and immeasurable, as the war continues for the second week. The UN Human Rights Office on Monday informed that over 406 civilians have died in Ukraine since Moscow's military operation began in Kyiv until the 12th day of the ongoing bloodshed, according to AP. The United Nations Human Rights Office further informed that 801 civilians have been wounded until Sunday midnight. Notwithstanding the repercussions of its aggression, the Kremlin is undeterred on its conquest of Kyiv. Despite stringent economic sanctions being put in place and a massive global outrage against Russia, Putin and his armed forces have not yet considered inching back. However, all hopes have been pinned on the third round of peace negotiations between Ukraine and Russia, which will take place shortly in Belarus today, March 7. Besides, the International Court of Justice has initiated 2 days of urgent hearings at its headquarters, the Peace Palace, on Ukraine's request for its judges to order Russia to halt its invasion.